Well, good morning from Tuskegee National Forest. I'm Aaron Bowman, W4ARB, and I share videos of my Parks on the Air activations and CW activities on the air. I have not been on in just a little while, so I haven't gotten to activate a whole lot this week, partially due to life and partially due to the fact that it has been raining all week. Today is the first day the sun's been out in several days, but the sun's coming up this morning, and I'm ready to get on the air. So it's actually January 28th, and so it is Winter Field Day today, and I was planning on and thinking about participating in Winter Field Day from here in Tuskegee National Forest, and also doing it as a Parks on the Air activation, because you can do that. You can participate in something like Winter Field Day from a park and then log it to Parks on the Air also, right? So Parks on the Air does not require a specific exchange and all those kinds of things. It just requires that you make contacts in a park, the contacts meet the guidelines, etc. So I was going to do that, but I listened for a little while to a few folks that were spotted on the Parks on the Air website and participating in Winter Field Day. Man, it just sounded like a lot of the people that were contacting them that are Parks on the Air hunters were rather confused by the Winter Field Day stuff, and it just seemed kind of messy. And for me, Morse code and operating from a park is about the relaxation and the way that I can just let my mind focus on something like the CW and operating, and I don't have to worry about anything. And that kind of sounded like it was going to get a little bit more stressful. I was going to have confused contacts and such, and I don't really see the fun in that. So I'd rather just do a Parks on the Air activation this morning. So I do want to get more into contesting, but I think I'm probably not going to mix the two things, right? So Parks on the Air for Parks on the Air, contesting for contesting. I might change my mind on that, but that's how I feel at the moment. At least this morning, I don't want to mix the two. So, not that Winter Field Day is necessarily a contest, but I mean, come on, it's essentially a contest. Alright, I'm going to operate on 30 meters this morning, just doing a Parks on the Air activation, and I will be spotted here in just a minute. See if we can make some contacts. So I'm using the Icom IC-705, and I'm using the Chelegance MC-750 as the antenna this morning. And for it to work on 30 meters, I have the 40 meter coil in, and it's adjusted almost down to the 10 meter mark on the whip. So it's probably only a little over 8 feet tall at the moment, ground mounted. So it's not the most efficient 30 meter antenna. If I had planned on running 30 meters, I probably wouldn't have used it. But it's set up, it's tuned. I've got about a 1.3 to 1 SWR. It'll be good enough. So alright, let me spot myself and get rocking and rolling here. Alright, 10.108. 10.108 is my frequency. K4451 is my park reference. CW is the comment and the mode. So I've been listening here for a while. Nobody's on this frequency, but I'm still going to do a QRL just to be courteous anyway. Turn this volume up so you guys can hear it nicely. Oh, I'm set to a straight key. Let's fix that. Menu, gear. There we go. Turn my speed down. Alright. Okay. I think we're in good shape. dead. Make sure my spot went through. And it did. I can't hardly read my clock from this angle. That signal came up. Thank you for the contact this morning. Fading a little bit. Well, good to hear you on the air anyway. Nice strong signal right there. Alright, eight contacts in a row. Not bad for a first little run. Using a pretty inefficient antenna and 5 watts on winter field day, I would say that's a pretty good run. Better than I expected. I'm curious to know if you made it this far. Did you participate in Winter Field Day this year? And if so, how did you do so? Did you do it from home, portable? I'm curious. Curious what other folks were doing. So I obviously at this point did not participate. I intended to, but yeah, I'm enjoying this. More relaxing pace, less confusing. I think if I was going to do Winter Field Day, I would have just done Winter Field Day and not come to a park necessarily, but just enjoyed Winter Field Day for itself. Right. The temperature's a little bit lower this morning. It's been like in the high 60s here the last few days. I don't know what the temperature is right now. Let's see. 44. It's nice for it to cool down again for a change. I like this kind of weather, especially when the sun's out. Between contacts there, I'm gonna get comfortable. Sorry for the moving around. Get my face out of the sun a little bit. Well, that didn't work, but oh well. This'll work. Slowing down. I can appreciate the fact. Seems like most of the folks that hunt to me so far today are very regular Parks on the Air hunters. So very familiar call signs. So thank you all for hunting this morning and being willing to chase me down on a WARC band on Winterfield Day. I know that I am not in the center of activity today. And you know what? I'm kind of enjoying that. That doesn't bother me so much. Yeah, I mean, truthfully, I got nervous about doing winter field day from a park. I know lots of people do it. Lots of people are doing it. More power to you. I don't know that I prepared well enough to understand the right etiquette to make sure I get the right exchange, log the right things. I chickened out, essentially. That's pretty much it. But hey, I'm enjoying the heck out of myself anyway here on 30 meters, and I've already got enough context to be a successful activation, so nothing lost. Heard somebody down in the noise. See if they come back again. I heard you again. Gotcha. Sounds like the radio may be having some modulation issues. Gotcha. Thank you for the contact. Alright, one thing I'll note right there, we get really accustomed to sending like 599, a 5NN. I think I sent him. I think it was 355. And there's a reason I did that. So it's readability, signal, and tone, right? So there, readability, he was kind of cutting in and out, so a 3. A 5 for strength, because he was decently strong. And I gave a 5 for tone because, we very rarely give anything but a 9 on that last digit. But I wanted to let him know, through my signal report, that his tone was not ideal. So that's exactly what that last number's for. And you'll hear it sometimes in CW. Ohio. Yeah, so what I was saying is you'll hear sometimes in CW where somebody gives something other than a 9 in that last digit, and that's what it's for, is for when the tone doesn't sound quite right. So just let somebody know they may want to check something out. It could be, you know, any number of issues, but the tone doesn't sound exactly right. But glad for the contact anyway. There's an interesting tone. Not sure what that was. Heard something there. Awesome now. Oh, sounded like somebody was there, but faded down into the noise. It happens. Gotcha, gotcha. I think I lost you there. Don't know what happened. call CQ just a couple more times. One more time. All right, call it a day right there. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 in the log. Hey, that's not bad at all for 5 watts and inefficient antenna setup. And on winter field day on a WARC band, happy with that. So it's been nice getting out, a nice relaxing activation, and just enjoying some time outside on the air on a Sunday morning. So I really appreciate you joining and watching, and hope that you enjoyed it. And I hope to catch you in the log, and hopefully this inspires you to get out and play some radio yourself. So thank you again. 73 from W4ARB here in Tuskegee National Forest. I'll catch you in the next video.